G'day guys, how you going? It's Wayne from Outback Touring Australia here today. Alright, today we have something very special for you. We're bringing you a canopy versus camper trailer comparison, showing the pros and cons of each setup and what one would work best for you in each given situation. Today I brought along my Ford fold camper trailer. I'm going to take you through the setup and explain to you why I chose this particular setup and the benefits and drawbacks of it. Today also I have my mate Paul from Camping Down Under. He's going to go through his canopy and rooftop tent setup, and we're going to do a comparison of each, timing each setup and pros and cons as to why we chose what we chose. Now that I have a family, it seems logical that I have a camper trailer. It allows me to get the whole family out. I have small children and it makes it a lot easier trying to deal with the routine of small children and the day-to-day chores that you just can't escape when you have those guys. Now it's definitely hard, but it is a lot easier with the camper trailer as opposed to camping with a swag or a rooftop tent. Not saying it's not impossible, but it is definitely a lot easier and you have a lot more creature comforts, so mum has a better time and therefore everyone has a better time. In doing so, it has created a whole heap of benefits and drawbacks of camping with a camper trailer. I'll go through these with you and hopefully it'll allow you to make your mind up whether this is the right thing for you. The first thing is you have a lot of creature comforts with you. This allows you to have your kids out with you and it makes it a lot easier because you have everything packed in there and all you need to do is hook her up and take off. It also has a nice comfortable bed which is already made up, so once you pop that top it's already set up and ready to go, no dramas. It also has a great kitchen which has gas and running water, which in itself is brilliant because it keeps all your cooking and your kitchen in a neat and tidy condition. So if you like your canned cooking, you can make some beautiful meals and not have to worry about cleaning up the mess because you have a great kitchen there that you can work with and it's easy to clean everything up. In addition to having my 60 litre angle, I've also got a 60 litre fridge in the camper trailer, so that allows you to have a great amount of food and beer with you so you can go camping for greater periods of time. So in addition to having a large fridge capacity, it also has great pantry space to store your dry goods and beer, just food in general. It allows you to get away for longer periods of time, and who doesn't want to do that? Alright. Another great benefit is long-term camping. You can get away and do some very long-term camping with the camper trailer because you have your creature comforts and you have your stocking abilities that you just can't have with a normal camp setup such as a swag or a rooftop tent. A great benefit, as we just mentioned, was long-term camping. In addition to having a great food stocking capability, you also have the ability to carry large amounts of water. This camper trailer carries 150 litres of water, so with the 60 litres in my vehicle as well, that gives me enough for a few weeks camping without having to worry. So another great benefit is the space in a camper trailer. With kids, you need room for them to play, particularly when it's raining. You need somewhere for them to occupy themselves. In a camper trailer you have a little saloon plus your annex area, which is great to keep them occupied during the wet times. And while we're talking of extra room and entertainment for children, you can keep these guys occupied while you're setting up camp, while you're cooking dinner. It has a DVD player which I don't often use, but it is a distraction for them if you need to do something and you can't constantly keep an eye on them. So there are definitely great benefits of having a camper trailer when you have kids. This particular trailer has a 200 amp battery bank. This allows you to go out camping for long periods of time. I've also got a DC-DC charger that I've hooked up so I can charge through my car when we're touring and just generally driving. It also has a 160 watt solar panel that you can connect, so you know that you can go out and keep your batteries charged for long periods of time. So lastly is the fact that you can set up your camp and you can still go out exploring. I've had rooftop tents and it's a bit of a pain to be able to pack everything up and head out and hit the tracks. With a camper trailer, you can set up your camp and you can still go do all the fun things that you want to do while you're in the bush. Now that I've told you about all the great things about this camper trailer, or camper trailers in general, let's go through all the cons. And a lot of these would be deal breakers for a lot of people. A camper trailer is very heavy and you know you're towing it. There's no getting around that. So you can't do a lot of tight track work. Definitely can't go through the Simpson or anything like that unless you've got someone to constantly pull you out. They're a bulky item and they're just like a big anchor basically. This particular camper trailer is about 1,700 kilos, so you definitely know you're towing it. And with that comes the extra fuel costs. I'm going to tell you more of the drawbacks, but I'm getting thirsty. I told Paul that I was going to time myself and see how long it takes me to set up. So, with no further ado, I'll grab a beer and we'll get set up. Paul.
Cheers mate, I'm absolutely loving my setup at the moment. Alright, let's go over some of the pros and cons. Right, so some of the pros and cons. Let's start off with the pros. I'm really happy that my canopy is always set up, ready to go. Anytime I want to go camping, just jump in the car, head straight down the river, throw a bit of food, bit of beer, and I'm set to go. I also don't have the fuel costs of towing a 1.5 to 2 ton trailer around the country. That's a lot easier for me. If I'm going to any sporting events or anywhere I want at all, I've always got a fridge with me. I can always charge any devices I want. I've got all the amenities of a house right here with me. I don't need to tow a trailer anywhere I go. I don't have to worry about the security of locking up a trailer if I want to hit some tracks. Everything's with me, so I know everything is safe. There's also my rooftop tent. That's one of the biggest pros I've got. No matter where I go, I've got a bed anywhere. I don't need to carry a swag with me. I don't need the camper trailer. I don't need the tent, nothing. I've got a bed anywhere I go, always ready to set up in minutes. So that's been a big positive for me. All right, now some of my cons, and I've got some big cons with this setup. Quite a lot of it though could have been prevented if I'd bought the car from new and started from scratch, but I bought the car from family members. It already had a steel canopy on it, so there was a lot of my weight straight up. So there's my first problem. So I've done the best I can with what I've got. It's still been a great canopy, nice and strong, and I like that it can support the rooftop tent, whereas if I had an alloy one, it would need a lot more reinforcement to support a rooftop tent on top. So I've got no hassles there, but it is very heavy. If I'd started from scratch, I would have made it a removable canopy. I would have had the legs, I could have lifted it up, hit the tracks whenever I wanted. That's one of my biggest cons as well. If I want to hit some tracks, I'm camping, I can't just unhook a camper trailer and take off. I'm stuck. I've got my rooftop tent up, everything set up off my canopy. I've got to pack everything up, and it's really annoying. Even if you just want to go into town and grab some bread, once you're set up here, you're basically stuck. Whereas, at least with a camper trailer, you unhook your camper trailer, you've got your car to do whatever you want, then you're free. So that's a big negative for me. Another con is the fuel cost. Because I keep my car loaded 24/7, always ready to go, that means my car's always heavy. Whereas a camper trailer, you unhook it, you're not carrying the extra weight while it's stowed away at your house, and you just hook it up when you're ready to go. So you're saving fuel during the week and using it on the weekend, whereas I'm using that extra fuel all the time. So that's a big con as well. Another con with that weight is it's really affected my off-road ability. If I had the removable canopy, I would have no weight on the back end. I would have no issues going off-road, but it's really affected my power, trying to go up sand hills or anything like that, or if I'm on any sort of camber and it's a soft sand or mud, my back end just wants to kick out on me, and it's not a pleasant feeling. So you want to keep your rear end as light as you can. So if you really want to go canopy, you'd really want a removable canopy.
So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to set this trailer up and we're going to time it on my mobile phone, and we're going to see how long it takes and compare it to Paul's time, and then we're going to make some comparisons from there. Let's go. Got the stopwatch on, guys. Let's go and see how long it takes to set this up. Okay guys, 31 minutes 27 seconds. Paul, I think you beat me by about 20 minutes, mate. Well done. Probably not even properly finished. There's a few things that I could do to it, but I'm not even going to bother because it's not necessary. I think Matilda's got something to say. What do you want to say, darling?
I want to say what you're doing dirty.
Don't worry, mate. I've had a lot of practice of this. We do it pretty much every weekend. Normally I've got my partner helping set up those, so usually it's a lot quicker. So I'll use the excuse. It took me a little bit longer doing it on my own. But let's have a look at each other's setups. Show everyone around. Right, I'll do a very quick run around for you. I've got my two 100 watt panels on the doors. They keep my fridge going 24/7. In here, I've got my 12 volt panel with my alternators, my charger, battery monitors, my Selfie Go for the phone reception. Everything's in here. All my recovery gear, everything's all set up in here. I've got partner's toilet all set up, ready to go here. That's always ready to go. The grill. Kick-ass shower awning here. That's amazing. I've been absolutely loving that. It's so quick to set up and pack away. Showing the other side. Starting off, I've got the Darchi Eclipse Generation 2 180 degree awning on this side here. Soon I want to get the walls that fully enclose this whole area, which would be great in winter time, keep out all the wind. And then in here, we've got a camp table, which fits nicely in the back of the canopy there. We cook all our meals and everything on here. I've got permanent lights set up here, which activate through a switch in the canopy. They've both got orange covers on them as well, so in summertime, we put the orange covers on, keep the bugs away. In winter, pull them off and you get your full bright white light. Now, in the canopy, starting off, I've got a 1200 watt kick-ass pure sine wave inverter. So that means we can charge the laptops or anything we want down the river. Drill batteries, complete anything. So we're not limited by anything. I've got two 170 amp hour deep cycle batteries. So that's 340 amp hours total. So we never ever run out of power, and that's to go along with our two 100 watt solar panels on the doors, as well as we've got a 300 watt kick-ass solar panel we roll out. So 500 watts, we're never going to run out of power. We can go anywhere we want for as long as we want, which is fantastic. I'm running the King's 60 litre fridge with the Clearview easy slide drop down fridge slide. It's got the built-in table here as well. So this stays down all day, which is really good. Access at any time. And then we've got Adventure King's full-length drawer here, which is fully decked out in clear bags, so we can easily access everything through there. We've got our first aid kit, snake bite kit, everything, so we're fully set up there. And then up the top, we're running the Adventure King's rooftop tent. We've had it about 2 years now. We've had a couple of straps in that break, but that's mostly through our own fault. Overall, for the price, it's been really good value. So you can't go wrong with that tent.
Rightio guys, so this is just a little bit of a demonstration of what it looks like inside the camper trailer. So big bonus is that nice comfy bed. It's a beautiful bed, and forked out an extra couple $100 for an inner spring mattress, so I'm going to have guaranteed to have a good sleep every night. We also got a saloon style table here, but I just keep it like that for the kids to sleep on because I prefer to eat outside and spend my time outside. So this is basically just sleeping quarters. That's about it guys, there's nothing overly spectacular about it besides that bed. I say there's a TV and stereo, but I only use that when I'm busy and trying to keep the kids preoccupied. The rest of the time they just stay outside. Another thing I forgot to mention yesterday, it does have a 2500 watt pure sine wave inverter, so I can charge all my camera gear. It also has USB ports everywhere, so that's always a bit of a bonus when you need to charge everything up, your mobile phones, your camera gear, your drones, everything like that. It's great for that. Alright guys, so as I said, I was going to do a bit of a tour on the outside as well. There's the 60 litre dual fridge freezer. It's not a bad little unit, it's good installation. Here's all the pantry, so you've got plenty of room to put pots and pans in. And also, we'll get done. Plenty of room to put the tucker in. They go out a fair way, so you can put a fair bit of food in there. Here's the kitchen. Good little stove. Well, when it works, it's good anyway. Drawers. So there's plenty of room to put stuff in. It's an ideal unit for long stays. I don't particularly recommend this particular brand. It's a cheap Chinese knockoff and it falls apart, and the aftermarket service isn't that great. If you are looking for a camper trailer, if that's something that you're interested in, spend a little bit of extra money and get a Australian made one, just because they're so much better, such a better quality, and you pretty much guarantee the guys are going to look after you because it's their reputation. These guys are just out to flog everything off, make a quick buck and go on to the next thing, I'm assuming, because I don't think they take pride in what they do. Paul and I had a bet going just to see who could set up quicker, and the loser would buy beers next time we meet up. So Paul, I owe you a beer, mate. Well and truly kick my ass.
I have a swim. Go for a swim.
Yeah, we're gonna go for a swim soon, baby.
Go for a swim.
Yeah. So filming this comparison probably didn't turn out as great as I imagined it would be. It is a little bit hard when you're by yourself and you got a little kid. You got to constantly keep an eye on them, so your thoughts not on what you're supposed to be saying. It's more on making sure your daughter doesn't fall into the water and drown. But hopefully I've got the point across. Basically, it's not the best if you're just touring, especially if there's only you and the missus or you and your partner. I really think that a rooftop tent's better in that situation. If you spend a bit of money on a canopy and a rooftop tent and a good awning, you're just as lucky to... Oh, hang on, she fell over. Did you fall over, baby?
Yeah.
Come on. You're pretty greased up.
I'm going to do the tape.
Hey?
I'm not going to fall over.
Okay. So, only benefit a camper trailer really has to anything else is the comfort, especially if you're staying in one spot for a while. I think anything other than that, with a family, I wouldn't worry about it. I personally, if I'm out by myself, I just use a swag because it's so much easier. But there are restrictions on what you can do, as with everything. You can't take your family, or you can, but you can't have a swag for everyone and be totally comfortable, especially when it's bucketing down rain. So, Matilda, take your shoes off first, darling. Alright, well, I better go and take this girl out and give her a swim. Otherwise she's going to take everything in the water.